Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be breaking down a super fire, dark, slow R&B beat. Something you might hear Black or old Party Next Door hopping on. I really like this beat and I hope you guys do too, so let's get into it. So I started this one off with a one shot from Nami's kit and I was just messing around on the keyboard and I came up with these chords. I wanted to make it sound a bit darker, so I added a medium-sized reverb, quite a heavy delay, but I put it on the 132 note setting. So what this does, because it's so close and it's hitting so quickly, it almost makes the sound wider and acts like a chorus. Then I added a halftime and an EQ to cut some lows, some mid-range frequencies, and a little bit of the highs out as well. After that, I bounced those keys into audio and messed around with them a little bit. So what I did was chop the chords and make them unique. So towards the end of each chord, I've done a little reversed one and I've also pitched it all the way down. So it just kind of gives a real different feeling. It goes from high to low and then back into high. To complement that, I've added a bass. Again, it's from Nami's kit. Next, I moved on to the vocals. I did 3 layers. So I did a main layer with kind of some lyrics, I guess, and then a harmony layer and a layer that's a bit lower down, just copying the same as the first layer. All of those have alter boy with different settings on. So this one's pitched up and the formant down, one's pitched down with the formant not changed, stuff like that. An EQ cutting the lows and highs, and an intensity reverb. I like this preset, the gentle vibrato. What I've done just to make it a little easier to control is route them all to one track, so track 15. I've put a wave shell just to keep it in pitch, and I've done an EQ to cut some lows out. I then bounced that to audio, so it's all in one stem, and I put it in Edison and did downsampling. I've showed you guys before, so if you just downsample it, it kind of cuts some highs out and it makes it sound a bit more distant and, you know, watered out. I've also pitched it up an octave. Next, I added a perk loop from one of Only One's kits just to get the bounce going a little bit. At the end of the 8 bars, I've added this little melody run, just going down the notes. That sound is from my one-shot kit, which is coming soon. It's got a heavy reverb on, the mix is pretty high, and a heavy delay as well with the 1/16 notes and a very high feedback and drive as well. Next, I did another one-shot from my kit. This one has a really nice texture and I thought it would sound really good. As you can see, I just copied the same chords, but I shortened them quite a lot. Next, I moved on to the drums and I used 2 snares on this one. This is the first one. It's more of a percussive kind of textural sound. and the second snare, which sounds like this. On top of that snare, I've also added a perk. It's tuned and I put it in the right note and it sounds like this. Next is some hi-hats. I've pitched them down quite a lot because I wanted them to be really dark and low. Then I've added a little hi-hat roll which has some reverb and some delay on as well. Next up, I added some percussion from Nami's kit. This just gave it a kind of unique bounce and I really liked the way it sounded. After that is a kick, very simple, very spaced out. Again, another percussive element. I found this perk which is kind of reversed and it had a nice texture to it. So I used it to lead into the kick and I thought it sounded really cool. After that, I added a really deep, dark, subby bass. The more I listen to this beat, the more I can see how influenced it was by old Party Next Door songs and stuff like that, the deep, dark, mysterious kind of sounds. I didn't want to add too much more to the beat, but I wanted to make some variations throughout, so I did another pattern and added some more hi-hats just to give it a bit of a faster bounce. So I started off with this very light high hi-hat to kind of complement the darker lower one that we added earlier. And then I added an open hi-hat. So I did all those elements of the beat and then I structured it out. I started off with this reversed crash sound just to kind of drop you straight into the beat and give a real big impact. So that drops straight into the beat where most of the elements are playing. Then the extra hi-hats and the open hat comes in. And then I strip it down towards this part where everything kind of comes out and it slows down. So that's maybe like a bridge or a verse section. And then I bring it back to all the elements later on. Okay, so that's the beat and that's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. And I'll see you in the next one.